Hey all, welcome back to the Fire and Water Cooking and Travel Podcast. My name is Darren, I am your host, and today we're going to have Mr. Lionel Garcia from MSC Cruises on, and we're going to discuss everything that's going on with MSC Cruises, give you a little bit of information about the company, and just what's going on with them, where they're going. I'll be right back with Lionel Garcia from MSC. Welcome to the Fire and Water Cooking and Travel Podcast, where we discuss all things food, cooking, and travel related. Join us as we discuss all different types of cooking methods, cooking styles, all different types of food and restaurants. And of course, we'll talk about travel as it relates to foodie travel, like cruises, all different kinds of food tours, and all that. We'll have on special guests to talk about cooking methods and cooking styles, and also travel. Make sure you subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Well, thanks guys for joining me again here on the Fire and Water Cooking and Travel Podcast. I am Darren, I'm your host, of course, and today I've got a really special guest with me today. I have Lionel, and he is from MSC Cruises, Lionel Garcia, and I met Lionel a couple weeks back at one of my training classes, and he did a very good presentation on MSC Cruises. And I know MSC is still one of the newer cruise companies in the United States. They've been around a few years, but a lot of people aren't familiar with them. They're still, they know who Royal Caribbean is, they know who Carnival is, and NCL, but MSC is still kind of a little bit of an unknown to a lot of people. So I'm here to help out MSC because I think they're a great cruise line. So Lionel, welcome to the podcast. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us who you are.
Sure. Thank you, Darren. My name's Lionel Garcia, as you said, and I'm the Director of Strategic Accounts at MSC. I've had the privilege of being in this industry we call the cruise industry for 20 plus years. And I am coming to you from sunny South Florida in the city of Fort Lauderdale, and I'm excited to talk MSC.
Well, I'm glad you're here because, like I said, I experienced my first MSC cruise actually just this year myself in January, and was able to get on the seashore out of Port Canaveral. And like a lot of people, I'm sure I've heard a lot of, talk, and, there's some people that, oh, MSC's not this, MSC's not that. And, but MSC, it's either good or bad or indifferent, and you get mixed reviews. And I think one of the reasons is people will be like a Carnival cruiser that cruises on 10 Carnival cruises in a row, and then they expect all the different cruise companies to be the same, and MSC is really not that. So you kind of mentioned you've been in the cruise business for a little while. So who did you start with in the cruise business?
Yeah, so I started my career at Royal Caribbean, believe it or not, answering the telephones at the call center in Miami. Then I got to work there for 12 years, and then spent about eight, almost 9 years with Azamara, which was a very different product than Royal Caribbean. It's small ships, 700 passengers or less, and kind of an unknown in the industry. But now it's become very popular, and people understand and know and love Azamara. And then just about a year and a half ago, I came over to MSC, and trying to bring more awareness and exposure to MSC, because as you mentioned, Darren, it's really not very known here in the US, and nearly not as known as it is outside of the US.
Yeah, and like you said, you were with Azamara, which is another one that people really don't know because they were mostly in the European market, and that's where MSC kind of started. So let's kind of go on a brief history of MSC, which
Sure.
A lot of people know MSC from the big cargo containers they see, because MSC is one of the largest, if not the largest, shipping company in the world as far as, shipping goods across the oceans and seas. So let's just talk about that. When did they get started and all that?
So I'll start from the beginning.
Well, just do a brief, and I don't want to go
I'll
back.
get you. I'll get you. I'll start from the beginning. I felt like being funny and saying once upon a time, but the truth is, over 300 years ago, the Aponte family, which owns MSC Group, started shipping goods up and down the coast in Italy. Fast forward to about 30 plus years ago, one of the daughters ladies in the family wanted a cruise ship. It just is a true story. She wanted a cruise ship, and they purchased a cruise ship for her and started shipping people up and down the coast of Italy into some other countries in the Mediterranean. And then fast forward now 34 years, and MSC is the third largest cruise line in the world, very popular, the number one cruise brand in Italy, South America, South Africa, and growing in popularity here in the US. But that's where we have 23 ships on sale, visiting 250 destinations in 100 different countries. So we've grown rather quickly, and yeah, we're not new to what is cruising, but we are new here in the US.
Yeah, and I think that's why we don't really know a whole lot about it because, you know, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, they kind of started here years ago, and everybody
Mhm.
knows them. And of course, they got all the ships in Florida and some on the West Coast, and some up in Galveston and all that. But MSC, like you said, I know they've been around, and they focused on their market where they were from in Europe,
Mhm.
and they perfected it in that market, and then decided, say, you know what, we're leaving a lot of money on the table, or a big cruise, you know, a big cruise market out of our, you know, portfolio if we don't go tackle the U.S. market, because I don't know, cruising was big before, COVID, but it seems to have got on steroids in the last 4 years. I mean, I loved cruising. I've been cruising for 20 plus years. When my kids were little, we started cruising, and we cruise at least once a year. My wife loves the cruise. We used to go every year on her birthday in December because it was cheaper in December, and that's what she wanted to do. She loves to cruise. So we've got a lot of time on cruise ships. But MSC was kind of always like, we started hearing stuff about them, but like I said, the whole cruise industry itself has exploded just in the last 4 years. After COVID, killed us for a while. I think everybody came out of that going, you know what? I'm going to start traveling more. I've worked my life, so. And then the cruise industry just exploded. Now everybody's growing, everybody's building new ships. But one of the things I loved about MSC is they do things a little bit different, but it's a little bit familiar. So I think most of the different cruise lines have their own personality. Royals, kind of like the family, cruise company. Carnival's been the fun ships, the party ships, and NCL has been the freestyle, cruise ship. So what is MSC looking to be? Because I know they can't be everything to everybody, and I know that the European market's different than the American market. What do you think their personality is at MSC?
So our personality, we're looking to attract the cultured cruiser, the person who's probably been there and done that on land, the person who wants to experience different things. Because what one of the things that I find fascinating about MSC, and others may find intimidating, but I find fascinating, is that I could be in an elevator and no one in that elevator speak English. And I think that that is a differentiator between us and other companies. And that's because of our international roots, our European roots, and our heritage there. So for us, we really are looking to target that cultured cruiser or cultured traveler that's curious about cruising. And our ultimate goal is to try to expand the net of cruising. Our mission isn't to, if you love Royal Caribbean, then you're going to love MSC, or if you love Carnival, then you're going to love MSC. Our goal is to, if you love travel, if you love new experiences, if you love tasting different foods, if you like different types of entertainment, you can find yourself at home on MSC. So we're hoping to expand the net of cruisers. We're hoping to grow the number of cruisers, and not specifically try to shift share, but actually grow share. So that's our goal of coming here into the U.S. market, and going from 2019, we only had 3 ships in the U.S. And here we are for next year, 2025. We're scheduled to have 7 cruise ships in the U.S. market of the 23 ships. So we're looking to make a big impression, a big mark here in the U.S.
Yeah, I think you guys are on the right track, and I think just like every company, when you grow and you move into different markets, you have to adjust and tweak things. And, I've seen, like I said, even the other cruise lines have done the same thing. Carnival's nowhere near what it used to be. And Royal Caribbean, goodness gracious, you get on Icon of the Seas, it's like, I went on my last Royal Caribbean ship I went on to was probably 15 years ago, and it's totally different now. So
Yeah.
everybody has to make adjustments, and especially when you are used to serving a European market and you come to the US, we just have different tastes.
Yeah.
And one of the things I found on the MSC was the food was great. The only difference is if you from like a Carnival ship or a Royal ship, they don't have 6 or 7 different free places to eat. Most of their included food is in on the buffet or in the main dining room. You know, but like with their pizza, it's on the buffet. It's not. They don't have a separate little pizza place. So that's where I think a lot of the people kind of get confused or they don't like it. Well, the pizza. Well, it's on the buffet and it's actually great pizza. They just don't have a separate little place that's just pizza. Here's Fred's Pizza or Alfredo's Pizza. But they have everything, if not more, than the other cruise lines have as far as food goes. It's more condensed. It's all maybe in 1 or 2 spots. It's not spread all over the ship in a different little niches and corners here and there. And they do have specialty restaurants just like all the other ships do. And I think their specialty restaurants were really, really good. So, as far as the ship layout, I've only been on the seashore, and I can just tell you it's a pretty great layout, and I put that compared it to any of the other ships I've ever been on, as
Yeah.
far as the different areas that they have for adults only and this and that. And the other one place I'm going to talk about later it just blew me away. But um, one of the things with MSC too, a lot of people don't understand is when you can go to do a itinerary in Europe, and it's a little bit different than how we handle stuff in the United States. So let's talk about that. Let's say I want to do a cruise from Barcelona to Venice in Europe, you guys do it a little bit different than some of the other cruise lines.
Yeah. And that's very true, Darren. That leads to what we just talked about earlier about what makes us different and kind of where we started in our roots. Because we started in Europe, we've been operating there for such a long time. We've come up with our way to reach as many Europeans as possible. So here in the US, they're going to call that the drive market. But in Europe, we do what's called interporting or downlining, where in every single cruise port, almost every cruise port along the duration of the cruise, we are actually embarking and disembarking guests. And this is something that we do that nobody else is really doing in the industry, because the other guys are American companies operating outside of America, and we are a European company operating in America. And so that's our domain, that's our specialty. And I think we do a pretty great job in doing that. So, for example, on that cruise, Barcelona to Venice, we might have a stop in Capri, we may have a stop in France. We are embarking guests and disembarking guests in every single port. And another idea or another concept, so that's called interporting. The other concept is downlining. Maybe that cruise, Darren, is a 12-night cruise, but you only want to be away for 9 nights. And instead of getting off in Venice, you want to get off earlier. We can disembark you earlier, and we merchandise and sell that cruise that way with the number of nights that you're looking for. So therefore, you're only paying for what you need. And I see that as an advantage in the marketplace and an advantage to consumers and guests that are looking to experience more places on their vacation.
Now, we're going to get into your U.S. itineraries and ports of call and all that later on. But like I said, that was one of the things that really differentiates you guys from me when I'm looking at a European cruise, and I can go, like you said, it may be a 14 night that goes from Barcelona to Venice, but if I just want to do 7, and it stops in Livorno for, Florence, I can just do that. And I can actually book it on your website like
Yeah.
that. Or
Yeah.
I could do the whole thing. And it's just really, really neat because like you said, I could do that. It makes it to where it's really a popular thing here in the U.S. People doing back to backs, and that's what it reminds me of. Somebody doing a back to back. They do the Eastern, Caribbean, then stay on and do the Western Caribbean. But to me, that you don't even have to get off there. You can just keep going, or you
Right.
can get off and break it down any which way. But that's one of the things I really liked about it.
Yeah.
Um, let's talk about the different cabin categories real quick, because that's another thing that kind of confuses people. I think it's not just balcony or interior or suites with you guys. You guys have different experiences as well.
Yeah. So I'm Darren, I'm assuming you're talking about like Bella,
Yes.
Fantastica, and Aurea. Got
Right.
it. Yeah, so we realize that different consumers have different priorities when they're booking their vacation. And so we've created three different levels that people can buy into, or what we call experiences that include different things. So for example, we have Bella Experience, which is available for our inside rooms, ocean view rooms, and balcony rooms. The Bella experience is very bare bones. Nothing is included other than the cruise fare and the taxes and fees. You don't get to choose your stateroom. You don't get to choose your dining time. You do not get room service. But this is for that customer who doesn't feel like they need to pay for things that they don't want, or that they don't feel like they need to choose, or that are important to them. So if you want to get the best possible price, you would choose Bella. Now, for a little bit more choice and a little bit more flexibility, my recommendation always is Fantastica. So Fantastica experience is available in inside categories, ocean view categories, and balcony categories. And that gives the client, the guest, the opportunity to choose their stateroom, choose their dining time. They get room service included for breakfast. So it's a lot more of what maybe they're accustomed to when they're booking a vacation on a cruise ship with another line. And then we have Aurea, and Aurea experiences are available to our balcony guests and suite guests. And Aurea includes priority embarkation, disembarkation. It includes access to the thermal suite. It also includes a discount in the spa. It also includes a welcome amenity at check-in with a bottle of prosecco and some treats. So it does have more inclusions and more amenities associated with it. And everybody has their preference of what's important to them. And that's why we've created different levels of experiences for that guest to give them that flexibility of choice.
Yeah, and that's like I said, one of the things I really like about MSC is that it's not just you have more choice. You don't just, okay, well, if you want an interior, here's your interior. And your category is either what part of the ship it's in or what floor it's on. You have more of, you got a bare bones with nothing. You got, assigned dining time, or you can get a little bit more flexibility with Fantastica. And I've got these on the screen now. If you're watching the video, guys, you'll see it. But if you're just listening to audio, check out the video side too, because it has some of these things you'll be able to see. But then the Aurea, we actually were in the Aurea experience when we cruised back in January, and we bid for it. We upgraded, and that's another thing I want to talk about too, is your upgrade abilities too. And we really enjoyed it, especially the hour in the thermal area, the thermal suites, and it's another thing we're going to talk about. But really like the fact that you have the choices, and it's not just balcony, interior, ocean view, suite. It's okay. Well, here's a balcony, and you can have Bella or Fantastica, or you can have Aurea, or on all those. So it's really something. I said that's a little bit different. That's why a lot of people get confused, because they're not used to having that choice. They're
Yeah.
used to just being, you got a balcony, and it's either in midship or here is about the only choice you have. So you have a more of a choice than anything else. Um, let's talk a little bit more about some of that extra add-ons that you guys have available. So just like every cruise company now, there's extra add-ons that you got, things that are included and things you can add on.
Sure.
All your specialty dining, of course, is add-on, which you have like everybody else. There's a steakhouse, there's a seafood restaurant. You have some Asian teppanyaki, sushi, and things like that. And like on some of the ships have the wine bar place where you can do the wine tastings and all that kind of stuff. So you have a lot, like you said, just like with the experiences, you can just choose to do them or not. So you can pay extra for them, but you're not paying for them if you don't do them. What you have behind you there, what you're showing is the Vinci bar, which is, let's talk about Vinci a little bit since you're sitting right behind you on
Yeah.
the fake screen. So you guys have a partnership with the chocolate company. This is an Italian chocolate company, correct?
Yes. And so we have this partnership with Venchi. They are on most of our ships. We also have Jean Philippe is another chocolatier that we've partnered with, and they're on our Meraviglia class of ships. And it's a specialty coffee chocolate place. We make gelato fresh in-house and serve it here. It's at an additional cost. We also serve coffee prepared differently here with different varieties of chocolate that you can enjoy. And that's why the chocolates at this venue, even if you have a drink package, are not included. The chocolate and the coffee is at an additional cost. But I can tell you it is highly frequented and people come here because of the uniqueness and the speciality of what that coffee is, and the way it's prepared and the creativeness that goes into it. But yeah, to your add-ons, Darren, to your point of your add-ons, what's great about a cruise vacation, especially a cruise vacation with MSC, is that things can be added and enjoyed, or things can be left out, omitted, and therefore you could still have a fantastic vacation without any of the add-ons. And with MSC, you can pay for exactly what you want. So we have three different types of drink packages. We have two or three different types of Wi-Fi packages. We have shore excursions that you can choose from, that clients can choose to enjoy, to do things ashore, or they don't have to book any. Spa treatments, the thermal suite that you enjoyed on your last vacation with the Aurea experience, you had access to the thermal suite, but the thermal suite can be extra. The spa treatments, I may have already said that. Specialty dining, which you talked about, but my favorite specialty restaurant is Ola Taco Cantina. It's only $18 for all you can eat. Oh, you just gave me a thumbs up. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah,
It is
we
so good.
love that. We love
Yeah,
that. Was probably our favorite specialty dining. The steakhouse was
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Everything was good except for the Ola Taco. Really knocked our socks off.
It was
Especially if you just
beyond.
wanted to do that, and it's $19 or whatever it is for
Yeah.
everything you can get. And I mean, and it just kept bringing it. They're like, man, getting me. I want to try this. Go ahead, we'll get you everything. I'll just bring you everything on the menu.
That's
And
it.
it's actually everything was so good, and we loved it. So it's
Yeah.
yeah, and that's what I said. Everything that you guys have on there that I had on there was great. There was nothing that didn't feel cheap. It didn't feel like I was overpriced. It wasn't something where some of these times you go to a steak restaurant on a cruise ship and you're like, I wouldn't have paid for that at Outback, and so you don't feel like you get your money's worth. But at least I felt like I got my whatever I wanted to do, and I got my money's worth on MSC for sure.
Yeah.
So this podcast is sponsored by Fire and Water Travel Services. Let us help plan the foodie vacation of a lifetime for you. Whether it's an ocean or river cruise, tours of Europe, all-inclusive resorts in the Caribbean, anything you need, we can help plan it and customize it for you. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, check out fireandwatertravel.com, and also check out our YouTube channel for videos on travel. So let's talk about the ships, because there are different ships, and I think we were talking about this before we started recording, but you guys have different classes of ships, but all the ships have their own kind of personality. So I was on the seashore, and I know that the Seascape is kind of similar build, but it still has its own personality. They have their own, I know like the Seashore, it's based on a New York theme. So the whole theme inside the ship is totally different than the Seascape. And then you have some smaller ships, you have some different size ships, and it depends on where they're going and what they're doing. And then you got some new ships coming out that have different, some new uh, things that are going to be on there, more focused towards the U.S. market. So let's kind of talk
Yeah.
about that a little bit.
Sure. So it's right now there there's seven different classes of ships because when a cruise line submits to have a ship built, they build them in classes and in several orders. But I want to specialize and talk about the ships that we have here in the US, right? Because that's really what most of your listeners, viewers are going to be experiencing, are going to be closer to home. So one of the most popular ones, like our flagship right now, is the Seascape. She's part of the Seaside Evo class. And so there was a Seaside class, and in there we had Seaside and Sea View, but then we've evolved it and called it Evo class, and we have Seashore and Seascape. And so those ships are built to get our clients closer, our guests closer to the ocean. There's actually a deck on deck 8 that has alfresco dining and bars that have access to the outside. There's even an adult pool that sits on the aft of the ship with a zero edge, infinity edge pool that overlooks the wake of the ship. So that's our Seaside and Seaside Evolution class. And with those ships, we have actually one ship in Port Canaveral, and we'll have two ships in Miami of that class. And then we have the Maravilla class. That is currently, we have one of those ships here in the U.S. is the Maravilla. She departs out of New York. She's doing Caribbean and Bahamas. And what I like about her, and you talked about how you like the flow of the seashore. I feel that everything on Maravilla has a place and flows perfectly. There is no choppiness on that ship. Everything kind of goes through. But one of the highlights of that ship is this enclosed dome, almost like a promenade through the center of the ship. And at the ceiling of that dome is an LED dome. And so they have different images that we play there. It could be a flag, it could be a whale cruising through the ocean, or swimming through the ocean, different themes. But that ship is hitting a home run right now in New York, and we're going to have a sister of that ship, a newer version called the Grandiosa. And Grandiosa is the Maravilla Plus class, and she's going to be cruising out of Port Canaveral starting December of next year. And her little wrinkle is that she's a little bit larger, but on her case, there's a robotic bar. So it's going to have a robot bartender serving drinks. And I think that's kind of unique and different. And that's a little wrinkle to her. And then the last class of ship that we're going to have here, that's going to be our newest, she arrives in April into Miami. It's our world class ship. And right now we have a sister ship, World Europa, departing out of Barcelona. But we're excited because this ship will be World America. And she's built purposely for the US market. So while all these other ships were built for MSC as a European company with interest in the US, the World America is the first ship built specifically for the US market, to travel in the US market and to cater to the Americans. And so, Darren, one of the things you pointed out was how there really wasn't like a dedicated pizza place. Well, Americans want that, right? That's what they're accustomed to on their experiences on other brands. So now we're going to have a 24-hour eatery that has pizza and burgers. It makes perfect sense. We're super excited to have that. There's going to be a comedy club on board, like a dedicated space for comedy. There's going to be, the sports bar is going to be NFL themed. So with American football theming instead of soccer theming. So, or what MSC calls football, but either way, you get the point. So we're really excited about what we're doing here and the different classes that exist. But all these ships are created to create choice, opportunity, flexibility, and the ability to curate the best vacation possible. So every guest that comes on board can do as little as they want or as much as they want, and maximize the activities and spaces on board the ship.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the World America. I mean, it really looks like an awesome ship, and I'm trying to put something together, maybe do a group cruise on that. But I just got my plates full right now. But I really, really want to get on that ship because it looks awesome. So speaking of that, most of your ships, I know not all your ships, have what's called the Yacht Club. And I think this is another thing that differentiates you guys from some of the other competitors, because even though Norwegian has the Haven and Celebrity has their special luxury type area, I don't think they do it quite as well as you guys do with the Yacht Club, because I'm getting ready to do the Yacht Club in January for my birthday cruise. So, and I just had customers come off the Yacht Club, and they said it's the best cruise experience they've ever
Wow.
had. So,
Oh, I
let's
love
talk
it.
about let's talk about the Yacht Club, because I think that's what people really don't understand, the value that you really get with the Yacht Club and just how good it is.
So on 15 of our 23 ships and all but one of the ships in the US, we have what's called the MSC Yacht Club. The Yacht Club is a ship within a ship, dedicated space on board. It's going to be on the top third portion of the ship, typically starting on either deck 14 or deck 16, going all the way up to deck 20. And this has key card access only. So only guests that have a stateroom in the yacht club confines have access to the yacht club. Now, one of the things that I think we do that's different than our competitors in the yacht club is that we have inside rooms, balcony rooms, and suite rooms within the yacht club space. And all guests have access to their private restaurants, have private lounge, private bar, private pool, and 24-hour concierge and butler service. And my one of my last favorite things about the yacht club and differentiators is that the product yacht club carries over to the private island. And that private island we call Ocean Key, MSC Marine Reserve. And we have a dedicated space just for our yacht club guests with their own beach, their own restaurant. And that location is included as well in the fare that our guests pay for the yacht club. So to me, this is truly the most VIP, most luxurious, most inclusive product MSC offers on its ships.
Yeah, and one of the things I love about it is you don't have to pay extra for a drink package.
Right.
You don't have to pay extra for the Wi-Fi. You know, there's things that are included in the yacht club. There are also things you do need to purchase if you want to, like the specialty dining's not included if you want to do the steakhouse or something. But you do have your own private restaurant in the yacht club that has a changing menu every day that's different than the food that's served in the other main restaurants. So you do have that special, I feel special kind of thing, and I'm getting more value for what I'm getting. And like I said, it's the only one that I know of that has an interior where you can actually get on and get into a really luxury area on the ship for a very, very reasonable price. I think the one that we're doing, I think it's just a 4 day. We're not doing very long, but for $2,000 and everything's included. And it's just amazing to me. I had, my client came back from a 7 day and said they'll never, cruise any way other than this now, because they were loyal to Royal forever. And, they're used to that, but for less money, they were in the yacht club than they would pay for a normal Royal Caribbean balcony, with all the add-ons that they have to pay for the drink package, the Wi-Fi package, couple of places if they wanted to go to the specialty dining. And if they want to do something on Coco Cay, they're paying so much more than if they did on Yacht Club. So
Yep.
I really do. I think Yacht Club is probably, I talk it up when I talk to people, and they're looking, well, I want to look at this or I want to look at that. And it's like, have you considered MSC and the Yacht Club? And let me tell you why. I've put 5 or 6 people in, and they all of them come back going, "Wow, it's just amazing to me."
Yeah.
So, and besides that, like I said, you said I want to talk about Ocean Cay, because you do get to carry the yacht club experience onto your private island, and Ocean Cay is actually my favorite private island out of all the private islands I've been on. I've been on Coco Cay, I've been on Half Moon Key, I've been on Princesses, I've been on um, 2 or 3 others. And I swear they're all trying to build amusement parks on them now. Coco Cay and Carnival's got their Celebration Key that they're building right now. And they're trying to put as much stuff on there to upcharge people for. But I love the fact that you guys went the other way. You went to have a pristine, beautiful, comfortable, relaxing island that has plenty of beaches and places to enjoy, where you don't have a water slide park and this and that and all these other different things that, just get in the way as far as I'm concerned. So
Right.
let's talk
No.
about Ocean Cay.
Oh, I love it. It's actually my favorite part of MSC as well. So Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve is 60 miles off the coast of Miami. It's actually a marine reserve because we've worked with the Bahamian government to restore this location back to its original state. We've planted over 70,000 native plants. We've relocated coral. We've brought back. So now marine life has returned to the island. Avian life has returned to the island. Just a few months after we opened the island, sea turtles came and returned to the island and hatched their eggs, and sea turtles went into the ocean from there. So we were really excited to see what we've been able to establish. Now, this island is 2.5 miles of white sand beaches. There are 7 beaches dedicated for our guests to enjoy and spread out. And one of the things I love about this island, other than that space in Yacht Club, is the fact that we have it available. We give our clients the ability to enjoy 2 of their most favorite things, time and space. We only allow 1 ship to dock at Ocean Key per visit, and we late night or overnight when we're there. And that is what I believe is our differentiator, because our competition is putting up to 4 ships on their private island destinations and are charging for pretty much everything that they can on the island. And for us, what do you do on this island? You could do as much as you want or as little as you want. My favorite thing, and Darren, I love to talk about what you did, but I rented a cabana and sat by the beach and just listened to the waves, listened to the birds, had a few drinks, and enjoyed, relaxed, cleared the mind, and then enjoyed swimming in that water. That water is just so perfect. So that's what I did. What did you get to do?
Well, we went all the way over to the other side of the island there and got on that, where I think it's 17 on the map here. I can't remember what they call that. What's that called again?
Bimini Beach.
Yeah, Bimini Beach was probably only 4 or 5 other people on it. But like you said, that's why, because you only have 1 ship there.
Yeah.
And, not everybody gets off on the same time and everything. And it's a huge island. This map doesn't do it justice,
Right.
because it's got so many different beach areas. And, we walked around. We sat there for a while and went swimming, and then we just walked around to see what we could see, all the different areas. We tried out some of the things that are an upcharge are, you got the one food truck that has the lobster rolls and the seafood stuff, which were definitely worth it. We got all 3 of the different kinds of lobster rolls, and my daughter said that was probably the best thing she ate on the whole cruise. Those lobster rolls on Ocean Key. So, but yeah, I mean, there is, like you said, there's things to do. There's excursions you can do on there, of course. So you can do whatever you want, but there's none of that. We got this water park over here. We got this over here. We got that over there. Then upcharge. Some of those islands look like theme parks anymore. This is pristine. You feel like you're on a pristine beach, in paradise, pretty much. So I really enjoyed it. And then at night, I love the fact that it stays overnight. So yeah. You're not rushing. You're not just going out, getting on the beach, going through a buffet line and getting back on the ship and leaving. You're staying overnight. And the lighthouse, the light show in the lighthouse was actually really cool. And I know they have that luau barbecue down there too. So it really is just a totally different experience than any other private island I've ever been on. And I really enjoyed it. And I think, once people do it, they'll see, you're not having a tender, which is a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
You're there overnight. So you can, the next morning, you can actually go out and go to the beach for a little while before you leave if you want to. And, it's just, it's really nice. You're not fighting for chairs. You can swim in that little lagoon if you don't feel like swimming in the open water. And it's really just a really awesome place. So.
It's truly my most favorite thing, as I said earlier, about MSC. And sometimes my wife and I and the kids, we book a trip for the weekend just to get to Ocean Key, because it is such a beautiful, beautiful destination. that the cost of the cruise is worth just the cost of admission to get to this island because it is like no other place. I love, love, love Ocean Key.
And like you said, we were talking about because they do have the Yacht Club section there, and that has its own private restaurant again,
Yep.
and its own private bar, its own private beach. Your butler service is there as well. When you get off the ship, you have people meet you. You're in the yacht club, and they whisk you right down to the yacht club section. So that special, I feel special, feeling goes with you into into the private island as well.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
definitely, really, really love that part of the of Ocean Key as well. So, hey, it's Darren. I want to make sure you check out Fire and Water Cooking Edible Creations, Seasonings, and Sauces. The black garlic we use is the highest quality domestic black garlic you can find, from the black garlic and herb compound butter to the blueberry and black garlic to our all-purpose black garlic and our black garlic and coffee seasoning. All are amazing, made with the highest quality ingredients. You can find them on Amazon, Walmart.com, and on fireandwatercooking.com. Check them out, guys. So, all right, so let's talk a little bit more about what you guys offer that some of the others don't. One of the things I do like is that you guys have your status match. So let's say I'm platinum with Carnival, and I said, hey, I want to see what I can get with MSC, and I'm trying to find it on the website here. So you guys have what's called your status match. Here we go. So all I have to do is fill out a little form and share my screen so people can see this one. So I fill out this little form here, status match, and whatever status I have with the other cruise lines, you guys will honor it, which is pretty amazing to me that, I had to earn all that with Carnival. I had to go on, 25 cruises to get to platinum or whatever. And you guys are going to go, okay, well, we'll give you the same, status if you come over here and try us out, which I think is actually pretty awesome.
Well, I want to tell you one other thing about the status match program that I love is that we don't only status match your favorite cruise line, we also status match your favorite hotel company. So if your listener viewer is loyal to Marriott or Bonvoy or Hilton or Hyatt or Sandals or Beaches, we even status match tour companies. So the only thing we don't status match is our airlines, but we'll status match your favorite loyalty program, be it hotel or cruise or tour company, and treat you as a past guest of that same level or status with MSC, even on the first cruise. And then the best part is you get to keep that status as long as you travel with us at least once every 3 years. So that's another advantage. And then that comes with key card recognition. So we'll actually mark your card with a different color depending on your status. You'll receive a discount of 5 to 10% off your cruise vacation, depending on how early you end up booking. You'll get invited to welcome back parties. You're going to get discounts on board with different things that you purchase. And, for me as a diamond member from Hilton, I did a transfer status match with MSC and I became a diamond member with MSC. And I get priority embarkation, priority disembarkation. I get one specialty dining for me and a guest. I get free internet, a certain number of minutes for free. I get the biggest discount in the shops that I can get. I think it's like a 10% discount. And I get invited to all the welcome back parties, including the elite past guest welcome back party. So I love it. I love the being treated loyally. And it's funny because I choose Hilton for the 2 bottles of water that I get. I check in every day, when I get into Hilton. With MSC, as you're getting so much more as a loyal past guest than just, some simple bottles of water. So I just wanted to share that with you because I do think that that's another advantage that maybe goes unrecognized or even unredeemed, because how many people have past passenger status or past guest status with a hotel and are not applying it to MSC.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's something that it's pretty awesome. It's a good temptation to get people to try you guys. And
Yeah.
really, it wasn't the only thing that was tempting me. It was just a cherry on top, Well, I'm going to try them anyway, but at least I get this. And I think people should understand that. Okay, you've been on 25 Carnival cruises. Don't they get boring after a while? It's the same itineraries. It's the same thing. They got a new ship. Okay, well, a new ship comes out. You go on once or twice. It's the same stuff over and over. If you try somebody new, and I've been doing this lately, the last couple of years, I'm going to try different cruise lines because they all have their own personality, do stuff, a little bit different. Then you can really know, hey, I really like this part for this, and I'll do this. This company has something a little bit different. If you get blinders on, you don't really understand what all everybody's doing out there to, compete for your business. Like I said, the Yacht Club is phenomenal. If people don't go on the Yacht Club and just listen to me, if you go on Yacht Club, you're not gonna go on anything else again because it's so awesome. So let's talk about other things that you guys offer. And I kind of talked to you a little bit about this. It's something I didn't even know until somebody brought it up in a Facebook group. You guys do a honeymoon discount. So if you got honeymooners and they, are booking a cruise through you guys will give them a discount for booking their honeymoon.
Yeah. So actually, we have a honeymoon discount, offers 5% for inside and ocean view rooms, 10% off for balconies and above. We also offer military discounts, civil service discounts, and even a teacher discount. And now recently we just announced senior citizen discounts as well. And those discounts are 5% for those inside and ocean view rooms and 10% off for those discounts in rooms, balcony and higher, which includes Yacht Club. So yeah, we offer a number of discounts to entice and welcome guests to try MSC.
Well, and also going back to the status match, because I know that was one of the things too. When you do status match, there is a Voyagers Club discount.
Yep.
So if you're a member of the Voyagers Club, which is your loyalty program, you get a discount. So it's you plug your Voyagers account number in there, and you'll see that you got a little bit lower rate than people that are just coming on board and not knowing. So there's a lot of things that you guys do. Like I said, you're really open to getting people to try your product, and the product that you have, like I said, it's phenomenal. There's a lot of things that you're changing. I'm really looking forward to the World America because I know since that's built strictly for the U.S. audience, I really want to compare that to what else is out there. Everybody's going to the bigger ships, of course, and this is one of those. What is the size of the World America? What's the guest capacity?
The guest capacity is it's going to be right around 7,000 passengers. So
Yeah.
she's just short of the largest ship in the world. But we're excited because for her, it's all about, and I think our competitors say something similar. It's just about creating choice and variety to give guests what they're looking for out of their vacation, because you're going to have so many different options. I mean, there's even going to be a speakeasy, which is funny because I'm telling you about a speakeasy when they're supposed to be speakeasy, but but there's different dining venues. There's going to be there's a dry slide that goes down like 11 stories. There's the back part of the ship is completely open. So everyone has this beautiful view to the aft of the ship. There's covered pools and non-covered pools. There's bumper cars. There's pickleball. So really it just provides that choice. It provides that freedom to let the guests choose and the vacationer choose what they're looking to do on their vacation.
So let's talk about the other things that are coming soon. You guys are investing. You're investing big time into the U.S. market. So you're not just bringing a new ship or a couple new ships over. You're investing in the port of Miami. So you guys have rebuilt or have added on to your port there in Miami, correct?
Yeah. So we're finalizing. It should be done by the end of the year, but it needs to be and will be ready by April of next year. We're building the largest terminal in the United States, the second largest terminal in the world. This terminal can move up to 36,000 passengers in a day, 18,000 coming off a ship and 18,000 passengers going on a ship. So the terminal is built to accommodate 3 ships, 2 world-class ships and 1 smaller ship. It's going to have over 1 million square feet of parking, and the entire terminal will be covered. As you know, the weather in South Florida can be pretty inclement. And so we wanted to make sure to create a seamless and welcoming experience for our guests. So we're actually going to, and we're essentially changing the skyline of Miami because we're building this new state-of-the-art building right at the entrance of the port. So we're really excited to have this completed, but we're also investing in the port of Galveston to help build a new terminal in Galveston, and that's also very exciting to be able to expand our footprint here in the U.S. And that'll be ready by November of next year.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Can't wait. There's a lot of good things coming with MSC, and I'm really, really glad I went on the cruise that I did, because it really shot down a lot of those rumors and stuff that you hear in some of the people with reviews and stuff. Because me and my wife were looking at each other like, I can't believe I saw people writing that the food was bad. That was some of the best food I've ever had. I mean, even the buffet food. I mean, buffet food you never really rave about. But I tell you what, that's the best buffet food I've ever had was on MSC. It was not bad at all. And I've had some pretty bad food on buffets, and I don't think I had anything bad on. You walk through there and everything is just like it's sitting in a chef's kitchen. It came out of a chef's kitchen. It's not. I don't know. It's just, I really enjoyed it. I think you guys are on the right track. And I'm glad you've invested in the U.S. market and are continuing to. And I really look forward to spending more time on MSC ships as well. So, and I highly recommend people for MSC when I talk to clients, because I think there's just so much bad that people don't even understand that. It's really not. If you guys, if you just go on one, you'll understand it. And it's just really good company and a really good cruise line as far as I can tell. So, well, that's about all I got. Did you got anything else that you got in the side that you're holding back from me that you want to release and let me know what's going on?
No, I could tell you what I can say is there's still more things to be revealed on World America. So that's going to be exciting. And there's even more news to be revealed about what we have in store for the U.S. market. And all of this should be revealed before the end of this year. So we're really, really, really excited. There's just more to come, and more exciting things to be announced and revealed about us. So I like how you mentioned, Darren, you had a chance to try it and you feel like you're kind of at the forefront of what's coming. I would recommend anyone watching and listening, try MSC, get to know us, because we will be well known just as the other guys, if not better, very soon. So this is a good time because our pricing is just right. We're really an affordable option for your vacation, especially with things like Yacht Club. And this is a good time to do it.
Well, and you guys have bookings all the way out to, do you have 2027 bookings yet, or is it just 2026?
Not yet. We're just through November of 26.
Well, I know that you can book World America right now. So if anybody wants to book World America, give me a call. I definitely will get you hooked up. So, awesome. But then, and that's going to have one of the biggest yacht clubs on the ships, correct?
That's it. It will be the largest yacht club, yes, but not so much with number of guests, but the most space per guest in our yacht club than any of the other yacht clubs. And that's it with luxury, right? Guests want space, and that's what we're providing with Yacht Club on World America.
Yeah. Well, Lionel, I want to really thank you for joining me, and I hope everybody got some good information out of this. And like I said, if anybody wants to book MSC, give me a call, because I definitely will put you in the right direction. So
awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you again soon.
Definitely. I'll probably have you on when you got some more news that you want to release. So thanks for joining me. All right, buddy.
All right. Bye.
Well, thanks again for joining us, guys, on Fire and Water Cooking and Travel Podcast. Make sure you check us out down below. Check out fireandwatercooking.com, fireandwatertravel.com, and make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Check out our Facebook, Instagram. discounts on both of those products as well. And I'll see you again on the next Fire and Water Cooking and Travel podcast.